when I was, it's because Sarah and I were talking yesterday about our plans for AM66. So let's talk a little bit about AM66. So for those of you that don't know, if you're a research administrator and you are not a member of NCURA, be a member of NCURA. So let's see. I think I have this set up already to share my desktop in such a way. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that is that. Let me find the annual meeting. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if you're not a member of NCURA already, you can go to ncura.edu, which I don't think the URL is up here, but you can go to ncura.edu. The page looks like this when you get there. And then at the, I'm clearly not logged in at the moment, but on the top right-hand side, you can log in, or you can create a non-member account. That's also where you can set up your membership and you can sign up membership and volunteering, membership categories. There's many, many different types of memberships. And then if you buy your, if you get your membership at the same time as you get your conference ticket, you can typically save some money. So the annual meeting occurs every year in DC. And so I kind of left that page, so let's come back to that. In DC, are we back there? We're not there yet. Okay, there we go. Every year in DC, it's on August 4th to 7th this year. As you can see, it's on the right hand, oh, not here, but when I'm on the screen fully, you can see that, but right there, it's August 4th to 7th. And it's being held, I believe, at the Hilton. Is it being held at the Hilton? It almost always is held at the Hilton. And actually, it's funny, I really looked up all this stuff yesterday, and for some weird reason today, I am completely spacing. Okay, yep, it's at the Hilton. So this is a great, great hotel. I really enjoy the event here. I think it's been here for many, many years. If you have not already gotten your hotel room, don't worry about it. There are plenty of rooms that you can get in hotels that are not the host hotel, that are not that far away. And in addition, you can, there's Airbnbs. I've actually stayed at the host hotel. I've also stayed at Airbnbs. Because again, I've been going to the meeting for many, many years. So there's plenty of different spaces now. If you're someone who is anxious, who needs space, who's like, I need some quiet time, it's a really nice area to walk in. So if you need to like go out and take a walk, it's a fabulous space for that too. One other thing I want to just share, there's a Starbucks downstairs that is a great, in like a little Starbucks, and also plus like a bodega type thing where you can get like food or whatnot. And there's like a decent restaurant there as well. So you're pretty much taken care of in terms of food stuff. So you don't have to leave the hotel if you don't want to, like, at all. I really like I also very much like what's the word I'm looking for? The layout of the hotel. When you get there, there are fabulous maps. The NCURA staff takes really good care of you. They know exactly where everything is. Again, they've been doing this for many, many years, and many of us have been going for many years. So definitely ask if you've never been. If you have any questions. For many of my friends and me as well, in certain cases, one of my friends, she actually, before she goes to any event, she has to know every single thing about the event itself. Where am I going? How am I getting there from the hotel? Where am I going to eat? What kind of food do they have? Is my room going to be far away from the noise? Like, there's just like a whole list of things that are required for her to feel comfortable going anywhere, right? And that's totally fine. So I'm trying to give you as much information as I can, but if there's anything that you're like, for me to be able to be comfortable to go to an event, I like to know these things, then by all means, feel free to send me a message, ask me a question, and I can definitely find the answer for you or hook you up with somebody who can help you with that answer. It is absolutely not too late for you to buy your tickets, so definitely buy your tickets. Okay, so we talked about where AM66 is. Let's talk about what AM66 is. So, hold on, let me just make sure that I realized no comments. Okay, so AM66 is our annual meeting. This is the biggest one that we have. FRAPR is personally my favorite meeting, just because I've always really enjoyed the financial and the pre kind of like split up, but annual kind of puts it all together, and it's like a giant collection of where we all get together and talk about topics that are important to us. And what I typically do, one is I go every year if I can. Two is I know that is a very privileged position to be in, to be able to go to an event every year like this for professional development. So if you need help attending, or if you need financial support, like you're like, I would love to go, but I can't afford to pay for the whole thing myself, that's not on my budget. Check with your organization, your manager, because oftentimes organizations will have a budget to send their research administrators to NCURA, because most of them already know about NCURA. They know about the value that it brings. They're happy to send you. The annual meeting or FRA, PRA may be a big ask depending on where you live. So, for example, if you live in Seattle, for you to come to the annual meeting is going to be a lot more expensive than if you live in DC going to the annual meeting, right? But ask anyway, look it up anyway, because if your organization says, okay, we can't send you to the annual meeting or PRA or FRA because of the expense, they may be willing then to compromise and send you to the regional meeting for your particular region within NCURA, which is fabulous because then you get the similar experience of going to an annual meeting or an FRA PRA that's much, much, much smaller, but you get the intimacy of having people from your same region in the space, so you have a lot of similar issues. You'll run into the same people over and over again, and you can build a smaller pod within the larger network of research administration. So that's what I recommend. There's also a lot of scholarships that are available, grants that are available. Feel free to reach out to me and we can definitely talk about how we might be able to get you there. What are some of the options? If, hey, there's like, so what I used to do sometimes was 3 of us would go and we just share a room, and then that would help a little bit in terms of offsetting the costs, or we drive down or whatever. So this is, as we try to find ways to make it work. So that's something to consider in terms of getting down there and accessibility. We're going to talk a little bit more in terms of accessibility related to various needs, which is going to be really, really exciting in a few minutes. Actually, let me pull that up because I was looking at it yesterday. It's delicious. So delicious. Okay, actually, let's talk about accessibility and inclusion as long as we're here. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go back to sharing our screen here. Camera scene. Okay, so let's talk about accessibility at AM66. Okay.